serve on the city council.
Chuck Silver, please.
Nice to meet you. Good to meet you.
My son Jason.
Hey, Jason. I'm Mark. Nice to meet you. Reed. Good to meet you. I'm Mark. Adam. Nice to meet you. I'm Mark. What grade are you guys in?
I'm in 8th grade.
All right. Which middle school? Jordan. Woohoo! That's where I went. A couple decades ago.
What elementary school did you go to?
Dubonnet. Oh, no love.
Walter Hayes is the place to go.
Jason
went to Walter Hayes.
Yeah, I live closer to there now. It's a good school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having us. That's great.
Now, has anybody explained what kind of...
Yeah, we know it's a short session. We
And
just
it
want to
counts
get an
for a
idea of the
merit badge,
procedure.
It's all good.
the important things.
Sure.
Okay, would like to call,
Yeah. Eric, where'd you go?
okay, would like to call the meeting of February 16, 2016 to order. Would the clerk call the roll, please?
Councilmember Berman.
Here.
Mayor Burt. Councilmember Du Bois. Here. Councilmember Filseth. Here. Councilmember Holman.
Here.
Councilmember Niss. Mayor Scharf. Councilmember Schmidt. Councilmember Wolbach. 6 present.
That would be Vice Mayor Scharf. So our first item on the agenda this evening is oral communications, and I don't have a card, but I understand somebody wants to speak to oral communications. So, Mr. Barak, and you will have 3 minutes, of course.
Thank you, Councilmember Holman, and hello, everybody. Last week, there was advertising in the Daily Post for the sale of the property at 2257 Bryant Street that was formerly occupied by the former city manager, Mr. Bennis. The city owns a 56.8% equity share of the property and is also obligated to pay either pay directly property taxes or essentially salary in lieu of that. As the majority owner of the property, I believe the city is required to comply with a government code section 554220 at SEEK and Palo Alto's policy and procedure 1-48/ASD for disposing of this property. Any language in the employment agreement with Bennis that implies a different procedure for selling the property is not valid because the employment agreement cannot override state law. Just a year ago, the council adopted the current policy and procedure in response to the grand jury report that found the city had disregarded its own procedures for another property. As the grand jury stated at that time in its report, in 2005 to 2006, the city appropriately followed the city's P&Ps with respect to a parcel at 2460 High Street near Oregon Expressway when it determined the property to be surplus. Frank Bennis was city manager at that time. That property is in the neighborhood of 2257 Bryant Street, and so certainly Mr. Bennis should not be surprised that the city must follow state law and the city's own procedures for disposing of surplus property. Before offering the property for sale via a bid proposal package soliciting sealed bids, then opening the sealed bids, and then accepting oral bids beginning at 5% above the highest written bid. That is the process followed for 2460 High Street when Bennis was city manager, as described in 4 city managers' reports from that time. The equity sharing agreement between Bennis and the city states in paragraph 2 that the city and Bennis hold title as tenants in common and that the owner agrees to instruct the sellers to transfer the property to the tenants in common, with the city owning 56.8%. Thus, there's substantial evidence that both parties to the equity sharing agreement are aware that the city is the majority owner of the property, and therefore I urge you to direct staff to implement lawful procedures for disposing of the surplus property at 2257 Bryant and to terminate any action that is contrary to that law and procedures. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Borak. And last year, we had a process where scouts who would come, or young people who would come to council meetings, would explain who they were, what they were here for, and give that information to the city clerk, and the city has something for you. So I hope we'll see you at the rest of the meeting. We will be in closed session for a period of time, though. So, but does anybody want to come forward and say what you are? Are you here working on your badge, your merit badges? Exactly. Okay, and what scout troop are you from? Pardon? 357?
5-7.
357, okay.
No, 5 to 7.
Oh, 57, okay. Great. And yeah, we won't be coming back from closed session. We will go coming in out for Finance Committee, though. So, yeah, okay. We have closed session items in front of us to consider. One is existing litigation, Smader Kaplan versus the City of Palo Alto et al., and that's in the Santa Clara County Superior Court. Another litigation is Tyler Harney versus City of Palo Alto Police Department et al., and that's in the United States District Court, Northern District of California, San Jose. And also a conference with real property negotiators regarding the Palo Alto Post Office at 380 Hamilton. Do we have a motion to go into closed session?
Second.
So we have a motion by Councilmember Du Bois and second by Councilmember Berman to go into closed session on those three items. Thank you. We have to vote. I'm already out of practice. Well, these are all going to be out of place, but it's unanimous. You can count noses. It's unanimous with those present. Thank you. So we're going into closed session.